By all rise, we pledge allegiance. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call, please.
Hunter.
Here.
Nelson.
Here.
Porter. Here. Reed. Here. Sullivan.
Here.
Walden.
Here. All right, we'll start off, we need a motion to approve the minutes of the March 18th meeting. I'll second.
Nelson.
Yes.
Porter. Reed. Yes. Sullivan.
Yes.
Walden.
Yes.
Hunter.
All right, we'll go ahead and move on to public comments. Just want to remind everybody that public comments are limited to 5 minutes a person. So if anybody want to start, go ahead and raise your hand. Anybody? We move on. Engineer Ron's not here, so
I'm
you filling in for
David.
Ron.
I'll be filling in for Ron. I'm our other project manager for this stint of the project. Ron's covering, of course, another meeting. So what we have to start off with is our color choices for our brick application. That's kind of the biggest one, I think, that's kind of hanging on for everyone's question. We have some new sampling for the color of the roof. And so it would be nice to be able to clarify and nail down what we would like for our color pattern to be from the body of the building.
I did submit it to it.
Oh, you did?
Yes.
When did this?
It was last. I have it in my phone.
I guess I got
Yeah.
kicked out on that one.
Because we got into an issue saying that verdict is saying that we can't change it, but you guys are saying that we can change it.
Well, there's going to be an increase if we change the color.
Okay.
Correct.
Yeah.
Anything other than the
I sent on April 7th. Is when I
Okay.
told Jack what it was, and then he called me later on to clarify. But I put the exact, because I talked to Bill about it, and we've got the exact color for the building, and then the center part what the color will be. So I can share that
Okay,
with you
this
after the
is,
meeting.
we've got the roof samples now.
Okay.
To
And
coordinate
So we
with
can
that.
talk
the
about
trim around the windows and stuff.
that. Okay.
So if Ron has got that, I must have been excluded on the
Okay.
finals on that. I just wanted to make sure that we were clarified on what the body of the building was, how the color band was going to go. The good news that has come out of the research that we've done, the masonry contractor is wanting to change the insulation in the walls, which goes from a perlite type product, which has I would say an old school low R value, and they're going to be doing it with a penetrated spray foam, which has a much higher R value, which overall in a time frame of having the building, it will not settle or degrade. So there's also a deduction, so you guys will get a credit back. It's actually cheaper to use the newer spray foam than what it is to use the older materials. So that's probably one of the better things that's come out of this. As far as the exploration of going back to the masonry contractor and having them explain, giving us options on pricing. So with that said, your color samples for your roof, any of these color palettes are available.
These are for the trim around the inside of the window.
Oh, okay.
And these are the trim around the outside of the window.
You want to pull them out.
And these are for the roofing color.
Now the specs on the windows right now are from Pella.
So the building part will be the white, that's 08-0060. Yeah, it's just white, yeah. 08-0060. Yes. And then the center will be steel gray, and that's 18348A.
So what's that? That's the
The
body
big-
of it.
yeah, the
The
body
main
of it.
color.
And then this is the
Yes.
center trim. Where's the?
There you go.
These are the- interior
That's
windows or
the
exterior?
inside, yeah, that's the interior.
Now, I need to clarify on the inside and the outside of the windows. Right now, the building is spec'd with a pellet grade window, which would be an aluminum clad exterior and a wood paintable interior. Of course, you're on a block wall that would need a jamb extension, so it would either be a white or steel. So those colors that are represented there as far as the interior trim colors would be a painted wood. There is also an option that we're exploring for the wet areas to be a vinyl window, which would be a reduced cost. To have a vinyl instead of a aluminum clad wood, which would probably be better for overall longevity, is what we are kind of leaning towards. And we're exploring the options, and I should get back information on the cost reduction if you guys go to the vinyl window.
What color is the interior walls?
You would ask me that. I believe they're white.
I think they're white.
I think they're white. The last time I checked.
The three of us been in fashion.
Did you have suggestions?
Traditionally,
Probably done this.
well, I mean, if you're, this kind of goes together with how you're going to have your lighting package. If you guys go with something that's, let's say you go something that looks like a rendering on the wall, and you go with a gray roof, and your exterior appointments, the naming on the side of the building, all of your exterior light fixtures, if you do those in black, then typically you would do your exterior window frames, doors in black. I know that Jack has specified that the overhead garage door will be white. So that would be your other common color, would be to have a white exterior and a white interior.
And one of the reasons that we discussed white is that it's easier to replace compared to if we had a different color. So garage door. Could be, well, I was talking about the garage door.
So that would be the only thing that probably wouldn't match if you guys went with a black exterior frame and black light fixtures on the outside for your sconces or in the exterior light fixtures. Then your garage door, when you come around, because of the request that you guys have of having a white garage door, it would obviously stand out.
Yeah.
I think that's okay then.
Says black. Just
Light.
base black.
Just
That's
straight
the
black.
light.
That's for the interior.
So that's the interior, and then both of these are roofs.
One of those is roofs and one is the exterior windows. The one that says Pella is the window.
Yeah, so you're wanting black for the interior of the window?
Talk about inside the building, like that.
Your interior frame, because you have two color options there.
The interior.
What is, I thought that's what you recommended.
If
Or
you,
were you talking about the outside?
the exterior, I was on,
Exterior, I'm sorry. So black would be the exterior.
if you stay with a wood window that is aluminum clad, the interior finished color would be painted whatever you want out of those color samples for the interior of the window. Pella would offer that as a pre-finished interior painted window.
That's exterior
That's
in your hand.
exterior.
So what were you recommending for exterior?
If you guys are gonna go with black accents on the building, then you go with a black window. The only thing that would change it is if the option for the vinyl window is great enough that it would make you wanna change from the aluminum clad wood to the vinyl, the color options may potentially change.
Black exterior. You guys pick the interior.
White and white works, either way, you're going with a white building, you could go with white accents, then that also matches your exterior doors Then all of your painted doors, your man doors would be white. So these are things that you guys can choose. I see it either way.
Alright,
Actually,
so,
since the big door is like,
so
See-
white interior, black exterior, and they have to pick a roof.
There's a lot of them.
against the stone. Maybe be black.
I mean, that's what I was thinking, yeah.
Black roof. That's what your exterior windows are gonna be turned into.
Daniel?
Yes.
Can you see what it would be, the difference for vinyl windows all around?
Yes, that got brought up today. They were gonna try and work something up for me by the end of the week.
Okay.
And if it's substantial enough, I need to ask them if that color palette would still be the same, because usually in a vinyl, they won't offer two color piece like that.
That's fine,
Yeah.
yeah.
It would just be if you either white or, if it's white, it'd be white all the way around.
Yeah,
Inside
just the
the
vinyl
wall.
would last longer, you wouldn't have to worry about it.
In the portions where we have windows in the plant itself, I would highly recommend the vinyl, they will outlast anything else.
The other one's a texture. One is slick, one is texture.
Jack with the two of these, did you
Yeah.
have any preference? What did he
He
have
said
up?
he didn't care either way, he just wanted the white door.
Yeah,
That's all he
that's
said.
the same here, yeah.
I was like, if Jack picked
Yeah.
a color, I'd be shocked.
This one,
Tell me, is there a number or a code on it?
code is just matte black and textured black.
Which one do you prefer? Texture?
So for the roof, we'll go with textured black.
Well, no. See, with us, when anybody's mad, they can't blame us. They can't blame me for the color of the building. They can't blame you for the color of the roof. Because of the roof.
I am curious about, are they gonna use a waterproof foam in the walls in the wet areas? Isn't that kind of the one drawback of using the spray foam is that it is susceptible to mold?
Well, it would be no different. It would be the same as what you have with perlite, zonite, or any of the other options that are already there. Traditionally, no. It would be if it was an open cell spray foam that would be penetrating the ground or touching the ground. But in this case, it would be just the same way that you would spec your house. If you were to frame your walls and you wanted spray foam, I would take the spray foam over any type of blown insulation any day. But it should be sealed and not be a problem for a wet area.
Daniel?
Yes. The Insertifom 500, they have not sent me the specs. Is you way back there?
Yeah.
Sorry. They have not sent me the specs yet. I just opened up their website because I happened to see this come in today. So far to me, it looks like a closed cell foam. But until I see the submission from Autobahn, the masonry contractor, I can't exactly tell you. I just pulled the general website.
He's an old contractor back there.
So,
No. That was a great question.
so for the roof, we'll go with the textured black.
Textured black. Now, with the white choice, has anyone explained to you the cost upgrade that would happen with the body of the building not staying natural? And with white, the mortar color has to change to match the blocks. So there will be an increase in price when you guys pick
Oh,
the
no,
white.
Jack never mentioned anything. I was under the assumption that everything within that box was for the exact same price, because he did say he could get us other samples, but they would be more costly.
Yeah, the other sample that he gave to you will match this one here, which is the natural, which is 18-008. That is a no charge. Yes, natural. This is natural concrete. This is what was specified, I guess, in the bid process. This is what they had claimed out. What happened when the submission came in, they sent us box before they had submitted their instruction for what they had bid. So what they sent to us was this being your other color options for the smooth band that wraps around the edge of the building, or those two rows. No, you're fine. That box, those options for the color band. They did not specify or send a sheet leaflet that should have come in this box to say, hey, we're only specifying natural in the base bid. So going to white a lot.
Really?
And I've just started seeing the figures today for this change, because the white requires a different type of mortar and a different application. They had originally bid this with
So
the,
you're saying this here, which looks like concrete,
Mhm.
is here, it's a here,
correct.
and then
Any of these colors that you choose
is the band,
is the band, and they will have colored mortar already specified in that band, so you can pick any of those colors for the band. But that one,
at a higher, what cost?
no, at the base bid.
Okay,
He's
the
talking
base
about if we
bid,
go with
Okay.
the.
So if you chose this as your base for the whole building, it's almost a $32,000 upcharge.
Yeah, that's what I'm seeing it right here. It's a little bit ridiculous. Yeah, it's me, but
It is.
So do we wanna do that with that we already have picked out, for the band, or we wanna pick a different color band now?
This came in April the 11th, so it's after that.
yeah.
So the difference, hold all three up now. What you originally wanted to,
32,000 more.
32,000 more.
So one, we can put the darker one, hold that one up for the bottom one. Yeah. I think that'll offset it. Now go with the black sheet.
It still gives you the same visual effect as the white when you go to the darker band, and that keeps you within the spec. We were unaware of the price jump. We did not expect, no one expected it to be that much more. You jumped to the color. I wouldn't have ever believed that either, until we got pricing back.
Let's go with that.
Yeah. Honestly, it's giving me the same feel. The only thing is unless you really want to get up close and see the small white pieces in there. And I think your color palette that you chose for the windows would still work and agree. And this is a no cost additive to what the base bid was.
You've got the texture roof, which you can't tell unless you're right on top of
Yeah,
it.
right.
Is there big color changes with, a lot of rain and snow? Does this become darker?
No, not usually. The band won't. You may get
Yeah.
the black or the natural.
Either one, I mean, I wonder what happens.
The natural.
Soaking wet,
Yeah, the natural.
what colors are those?
It'll get a little darker. The natural will.
Let's go with that.
Carrie, you guys choose textured roof?
Yeah.
It's gonna hold more dirt probably.
Well, it's not, it says textured on it, but you can hardly,
I don't think it's substance as much as
it still feels real smooth.
Okay.
It still is real smooth.
I think one is matte black, so it's like the unfinished, like car, just an unfinished matte. The other one has like just a little sparkly, almost like a satin. That's what it's described.
I just need to record then.
That's fine.
And there isn't a price difference on the texture or smooth. Is
That
there a
I
price?
had known about when I talked to Sullivan Contractors today. I asked him the color samples because I had not seen these yet.
Jack gave it to me, I was just trying to show you
Oh,
where
okay,
how
yeah.
it was listed, the different colors.
No, you're right.
Presented to
It's
the
actually
president
spoke, yeah.
Yeah.
what color variation.
Can we keep it or give it back to you? These are all
Let me see if
available
Jack needs it
public.
back. If he doesn't, then I'll make a copy for you.
What about the mortar now that we went with that? Because you said on the other, you was gonna have to do a different mortar.
Now, the standard, this would be standard mortar. There's no color additive. This would
It just
require,
looks like a piece of concrete.
yeah, it's standard CMU mortar, not tinted.
So how's that gonna look in 50 years though?
Honestly, it's a.
He won't be here to see it, Kate.
Yeah, just like
Honestly, it's a water treatment.
I want to be the oldest person in Assumption someday.
To answer your question, every masonry building would need an acid wash within a few years to keep it up. I don't care if you have a brick home or if you've got a solid block shop or structure, it will need some type of maintenance within a few years of an acid wash to keep it in its natural form. So, all right.
Thank you.
Did you have any other sewer water project stuff to report out or?
Yes, actually I did. As of right now, we have one service crew that is running on the sewer project and one service crew running on the lead service replacement project. They're actively working. We will be looking at, within the next 2 weeks, weather permitting, grading and seeding starting to happen. And with the forecast to look a little further, we're trying to get it to where we don't make more of a mess than what is necessary. So weather will be the factor, and I know everybody's ready to mow grass and the big topic. So that's coming up next. Your next board meeting, we have approvals coming in for the next pay estimate, which will include on the sewer side, change order 9, which change order 9 represents the additional trench backfill for having to move some of the sewer lines out of the green space because of conflicting utilities or misalignment or things that just needed to be picked up along the way where we had to move them in onto the street, which required more trench backfill. Overall, change order 9 for the sewer system is not detrimental for a project this size. I thought after reviewing it, it was a very fair estimate to be put in for a change order for a project of this size and what had to be changed. So moving on to the lead service replacement, of course, your next board meeting, you'll be seeing a pay estimate as well. And just like the sewer side, you have change order 9. Change order 9 here for this portion of the job is just an increase on quantities, contract unit quantities, because more lead services were found than what was originally anticipated. So it should be, to my knowledge, should be redeemable by the loan on the change order, but it's just an additional quantity that they have found as they've gone through and they've potholed and we've explored each services they've replaced them.
Yeah, I have a few things for Jack to add.
Facebook for Jack, June 30th being finished.
As of right now, the back run with the utility arrangement that's happening on will be this side of town, without having any further notice there, we have some things that need to be moved. If there's no delay, they'll be pretty close, but if we can't get those utilities moved at the allotted time, we might need to look at giving them a little extra time for those portions.
I'm trying to remember everything Jack told me. The water main coming out of the water treatment plant needs repaired. It's been leaking. We thought we had it repaired back in September, but there's a valve down in there that they shut off that took a water line out towards Burton's that is leaking now. Jack wants to do a water main repair there. He said it will require a town-wide boil order. He wants to send mailers out to everybody so everybody knows instead of posting it on Facebook or a newspaper. And this is a map of kind of where it's at. Like here's the water plant here. It's the main line coming out of the water treatment. So we would have to put in a line stop here that's going to cost extra money as well. This we can shut off. This comes out to the highway. But this is the line here that's leaking. It's the main line coming out of the water.
going to Burton's.
No, coming out of the front of our building. It
Yeah, they worked on it
busted-
before.
Yeah,
Yes.
it busted there
Yeah.
before, a couple
Yeah.
years ago,
Yeah.
and now it's busted again. So instead of putting, that's our main line, he doesn't want to have 2 repair vans on that line. But for us to do it in-house, he said it'd be roughly 15,000. And then he's got a quote from Verdict Plumbing for $25,750. And then one from Petersburg Plumbing for $37,955. You guys wanted to pass those around together.
Who fixed it before? Can we go after them?
We
Was
didn't
it-
fix,
was
we didn't fix that valve. Where it was leaking at before, they put a band on it and they did it in-house, Jack and Lloyd would come down it. But that is the main line coming out of that water plant, and we can't let it keep leaking
Well,
like
no.
that.
Is this the one he was talking about just a month or 2 ago?
Yeah.
Near the water tower? Or-
It's in front of the water plant. As we process the water through the softener, it goes out that line to the city and to the water tower.
Cause he had hoped that it would kind of
Settle down.
stall it. So this
15,000, yeah.
one's probably not much of a choice.
We'll just we'll put it on the agenda for discussion at the main meeting.
This is for ours, we just wrote it on here. This is for us to do it in-house.
Oh, okay.
Will Malik will have to help, or so you think he can do it himself?
As wet as it is right in that spot, he's gonna have Rarick bring his vac truck down tomorrow. And suck everything out so we can actually see what's going on down in there. But I imagine Malik would come down and help us, yeah. Yeah, it'd have to be a whole boil order on the whole town wide, and we'd have to take 2 samples within 48 hours from different areas in town and have them sent in to be checked. But he wants to send out mailers and he wants to send it out beforehand so that
Yeah.
everybody knows, That, I don't know. He didn't.
Since it comes out of the water, there's gonna have to be a line stop in,
Mhm.
so you fill the power.
Yeah.
You shut that off, all the water you've got is power. So if something happens, you can't get fixed. That's what it is.
Yeah.
Or if we have a big water.
Mhm.
Large fire.
Yeah.
Or people decide to start filling their swimming pools, yeah.
Well, hopefully, like, they prove it at the May 7th meeting, you can do it right after
Yeah,
it's done. Okay.
What else you got?
and that's
Dan?
all.
Is that it? Okay. Let's go ahead and move the streets, Darren.
I really don't, as far as, any new items, everything's going fine. It's going up every time or whatever, just down old business, other things. See Angel's not here, so we'll talk about having street lighting across there. And, I talked to Angel about the ARPA money, I think there's some of that, I don't think that's, we'll have to go to that.
Yeah, she did, yeah, it's just gonna work at the next meeting. On it, yeah.
She'll have, she was working on it, I think it's probably, investment, around $10,000.
Yeah.
Something like that, like the street light.
Mhm.
So, yeah, and then the other is just a reminder that, limbs are supposed to be in the alleys, we request that they're, 6 to 8 foot long. Drag the whole limb out here, just to throw it in the tree back. And, really, that's about all I got.
Anything on summer worker?
I haven't hired.
There's a few that applied, but.
Yeah, I haven't hired.
That's fine.
I've talked to Jack about
Okay.
needs or whatever, so.
We'll move on to police.
You're up.
I don't have a whole lot besides 2 of our 4 squads need to get repaired. I got one quote for $23.81 and 66 cents. $2,381.66 for the 2015. I need a new torque converter. And then the 2017 that Bob Writing's right now. I'm gonna put on that one. That one's got some issues going on. The other 2 are working. So I'll try to fix the cheaper one. So I'll just drop that off yesterday. So never get that quote back. Figure out which one we want to fix. Kevin will be starting here in a couple weeks, so we'll need another one fixed for him. Douglas will have one too.
Yeah, just make a copy of the quote. We'll throw it in for the packet. Maybe you'll know what's wrong with the 17.
Yeah, they were pretty quick on the 15. They called me within a couple days, so
Yeah.
hopefully they give me a call here pretty soon. Let me know. That was gonna have
And,
more
and the
problems.
15, that's what we bought. That was used. How many miles has it got? I had
The 15 was like 109 on it.
109 off. I had a lot more than that.
No, it's not too bad. I think it's 17, like right under 100,000. Yeah, he never got back with me. He told me he called me.
Yeah, he ghosted us. He
never got back.
I guess kind of while we're on the thing with police, there is an ordinance. I'm going to do it. Basically, I'm going to pardon about some people for fines. Now, these are fines that go all the way back to 2018. Some of them, one of them is Dwight Romer. I mean, he's not going to pay anything that doesn't exist. So I'll work with Seth, but the ordinance states that I have to provide it in writing to the board at the next council meeting, and so there's some people that I am just going to go through that I know they are no longer in town. Share it with Seth, or that I'm just going to pardon. And then the plan is that we're just going to start off fresh now that we got him. He's going to be proactive on these ordinance violations. There's a couple of dog ones. I'm not going to pardon them because they happened in January. They had one in one happened in December, one in January. We're going to keep that. See what goes on. I just want to let you know. There's not that many. And like I said, they go all the way back to 2018 and some in 2019. Yeah, Doug, Darren did.
And that's a drive-by.
And I guess if you kind of wanted to talk about, well, we can talk about that health and safety items. Yeah.
They'd have, citizen that lives on, dang it, Leafland, said that, he lived right on that, and, said they, cars flying up and down that street. I told him, I know we're getting a new officer, so hopefully there'll be a little more presence there. I know you probably got some people on that road, but it does last week and said, and like Gary said, it's usually around that GSI traffic time, but that they still are flying, that they've made that railroad track a lot smoother. So they're flying through there, so it's something to keep. I mean, I know you're on it, but it's something to keep in mind too when we get to the officers. Maybe monitor that a little better for some.
I got that batteries charged for the sign too. I put that in a couple weeks ago. So right after.
Noticed, they put the signs up today for start the highway work.
Yes.
next week.
It should be next. Yeah, it should be next week. Worst case, it'll be the first part of May. We are going to. They're going to set up a contractor trailer out where Petersburg is. Jack is setting that all up with water for them.
Now, will they have to shut the weekend off while they're working on that?
That I honestly don't know. I would say yes, but I really don't know.
I guess you're not going to be able to turn off 51 on the weekend.
Probably not. I would say they'll probably shut the road off maybe in front of your house and then in front of that's my guess, but I could be wrong. I really don't know. I just know it'll take the whole construction season for it.
All right, how long are they saying?
The whole construction season. No, yeah.
That would be if they shut that down. That would be good for the intersection.
Yeah.
Maybe
That's
you
true.
shut it down.
I don't know. Gary, go out there and talk to them when they're putting up barricades.
They haven't done anything. There's just a sign.
They're just, yeah, no, they called one day last week.
Dana, anything on parks?
The only thing I have is Connor Cleanup Day is not this coming weekend, but next weekend. I've been in contact with Jamie because I didn't realize until the other day, I've got a wedding that weekend, so I'm gonna be gone. But Jamie's gonna meet with me tomorrow down there at the park, and him and I and a couple of other people are gonna start doing some stuff, probably starting tomorrow. So I will be down there at the park after hours, but I'm volunteering. And I will have my work truck down there because I can't, of course, put shovels in my car. So, but I'll be volunteering my time if I'm down there. I'm not gonna charge the city for it. So but we are gonna start doing some stuff in preparation for networking.
Did they ever get the cameras all
Mhm, yep.
figured out from the house?
They're all working, they're all good. I'm just trying to get them to send us a bill.
We still have that swing broke.
Yeah, I've got chains and stuff for it. They're gonna fix those too.
That's all we talked about last day, and that's fixed for you.
Yep, Jamie's gonna fix those too.
All right, subdivision items, I know Mark's not here, but
The only thing that Mark had said, and he did send Janet, myself, an email, and Angel. He felt that the difference that he didn't feel that there was as big of a difference as $600 a month. But he did say there's a little bit of a difference because of this happened during the changeover when they went from the summer rates to the winter rates, and then also there's a little bit of a fee that was tacked on. And then, of course, the kilowatt hours. But he felt that it should only be maybe at most $100 a month more. He didn't feel that it should be that much. But he wants to compare. He wants to go further back and compare like a year average. He didn't think that it was as big as what it should be. That's the only thing that we have.
finance,
No, Kara says they're very, very close, but that's all I get. No. I even randomly checked Realtor thinking like maybe I'd get a surprise on there.
Jeff wanted a new biker, if he was gonna order that.
He was wanting a flush hydrant. I don't know. He was supposed to be looking into it, but he's not said anything.
finance,
Well, I mean, we will work on some budget stuff. The plan is that I will give basically a foundation to help give the bill, and then you guys will work it all out at the committee of the whole. I mean, Angel has given me what she gave me everything at the first part of April, so first part of April. So hopefully it includes some more of the revenues. And there's some things that's tight. I mean, but it's definitely doable. Sales tax and income tax is what took the drastic, has fallen drastically. I did give a thing to Seth. I mean, I kind of inputted what I thought would work for Seth. That's also included everybody's 3% raises. So, if there's some things we will have to cut. I mean, I did cut fireworks. I'm just gonna throw that out there. I did also remove some stuff for maintenance. We had $5,000 for maintenance for us. Also, we paid about $8,000 to clean out Big George, Little George, the account. Feel that we don't need to, may have to take that off. I did reach out to DNR. DNR came back and said, that assumption that area is not in a flood, consider it from a flood zone from the federal government, so there's no grants for that. So those are just some things, but like I said, I'll have a little bit of a foundation, and then you guys can really work at it at the next committee of the whole meeting. There will have to be something that we pass for a continuing appropriations, I believe, for maintenance.